Several famous people have experienced a lot of tragedies. Some celebrities have had several family members die in terrible ways, while others have experienced a series of personal illnesses and injuries. But by now we know better. Celebrities are just regular people, and some of them have lived heartbreaking lives before becoming famous. This list of famous people who have been surrounded by tragedy that even their fans don't know about. Kelsey Grammer. He made us laugh with his classic roles on Frasier and Cheers. But Kelsey Grammer's life story will bring you to tears. Born on the U.S. Virgin Islands, Grammer's parents divorced when he was a toddler, and he was raised by his grandparents. After they died, Grammer moved back in with his father. But then he was killed in a home invasion when Grammer was only 13. In 1975, Grammer's 18-year-old sister, Karen, was abducted, sexually assaulted, and murdered by killer Freddie Glenn. 5 years later, in 1980, Grammer's twin half-brothers, Billy and Stephen, died in a scuba diving accident off the coast of St. Thomas. In 2001, his good friend, David Angel, was aboard American Airlines Flight 11 that crashed into the World Trade Center in the 9/11 attacks. In spite of everything, Grammer is still hopeful about life. Jennifer Hudson. The Dreamgirls star and former judge on The Voice rose to fame as a contestant on American Idol. With a successful music and film career, it seemed like Hudson had everything a person could want. But tragedy was waiting in the wings. In 2008, Jennifer Hudson's mother, Darnell Dunnison, 57, and her brother, Jason, 29, were shot to death by her estranged brother-in-law, William Balfour. Hudson's nephew, Julian, 7, was reported missing, but found 3 days later dead of multiple gunshot wounds. In 2012, Balfour was convicted of 3 life sentences with no parole. Marlon Brando. The star of The Godfather found success on the big screen, but his private life was as dramatic as any movie. Brando's mother, Dodie, was an alcoholic who had to be carried home from the local bars by his father. As an adult, Brando searched for love, but never found it, fathering 11 children from multiple different women. But the greatest tragedy of the actor's life involved his children. His son, Christian, was a drug addict who shot and killed the boyfriend of Brando's daughter, Cheyenne, in the actor's home. Christian pleaded guilty to manslaughter and spent 5 years in prison. Cheyenne attempted suicide twice during the trial that followed, and lost custody of her son Tukey, before finally managing to take her own life. Sofia Vergara. Playing Gloria on Modern Family has made Vergara the highest-paid actress on TV, but her life before stardom was anything but glamorous. Born in Colombia, Vergara gave up a career in dentistry to work as a model and actress. But the attention attracted by her career put her family in danger. Vergara's brother was killed during a 1998 kidnapping attempt. Since then, her younger brother Julio has been deported to Colombia after battling a drug addiction in America. In 2000, Vergara was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and she underwent iodine radiation therapy before making a full recovery. Roy Orbison. The legendary rock musician lived a short and troubled life. Orbison and his wife, Claudette, were riding motorcycles together in 1966 when she crashed into the open door of a pickup truck, dying instantly. Only 2 years later, Orbison was on tour in England when a fire broke out in his home. 2 of the musician's 3 children were killed in the blaze. Orbison's older brother, Grady, also died in a car accident while traveling to visit him in 1973. With all of the tragedy in his life, it's not surprising that Orbison was only 52 when he passed away from a heart attack. Marie Osmond. The singer, who came to fame after hosting Donny and Marie with her brother, has quietly suffered a number of family tragedies. In 1999, Marie Osmond revealed that she suffered from severe postpartum depression after the birth of her son Matthew. In 2007, she was devastated by the death of her father George Osmond, who had 9 children and 55 grandchildren. In 2010, Osmond's son Michael committed suicide at age 18, jumping from an 8th-floor window. Kanye West. In 2002, Kanye West was involved in a near-fatal car accident which left him with a shattered jaw. In 2007, his mother, Donda West, passed away suddenly after suffering multiple post-operative complications after plastic surgery. It was like losing an arm and a leg and trying to walk through that, West said of the loss of his mother. Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith was an American model, actress, and television personality. Smith started her career as a Playboy magazine centerfold in May 1992 and won the title of 1993 Playmate of the Year. In 1995, Anna Nicole Smith became a widow at age 27 after her husband, J. Howard Marshall II, passed away. In 2006, her 20-year-old son, Daniel Smith, died of a drug overdose. Sadly, Anna Nicole Smith died from a drug overdose less than a year later on February 8, 2007. Charlize Theron. Growing up in South Africa, Theron's life was shaped by family tragedy at a young age. Her alcoholic father, Charles, threatened Theron and her mother, Gerda, with a shotgun in a drunken rage. Theron's mother managed to wrangle the gun away to shoot and kill Charles in self-defense, while the young actress locked herself in her bedroom. At first, Theron said she tried to keep the traumatic event a secret. "I said my dad died in a car accident," she explained. "Who wants to tell that story? Nobody wants to tell that story." But since then, Theron has opened up about the shooting many times, revealing how much it shaped her life. "That was my entire childhood," she told the New York Times. "My trauma was all of that. I survived that, and I'm proud of that." Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves' father left his family when the actor was a toddler, and Reeves has since been surrounded by tragedy. He was a good friend of River Phoenix, who died in 1993, and his sister, Kim Reeves, has battled leukemia for over a decade. In 1998, Reeves met and fell in love with Jennifer Syme, who became pregnant with their child. The baby was stillborn at 8 months, and Syme was tragically killed in a car accident a mere 18 months after the birth. Reeves told Parade magazine of his past, "Grief changes shape, but it never ends. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, 'It's gone, and I'm better.' They're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you're alone." Shania Twain. Shania Twain was born into poverty with 5 siblings in rural Canada. Throughout her childhood, she endured and witnessed abuse to her mother from her stepfather, who lived with the family. Aside from the abuse, her family often didn't have money to have food for lunch or shoes for the winter. Even more tragic, her parents were killed in a car accident when she was 22 years old, and Twain began singing gigs to provide for her siblings. She told Oprah Winfrey in a sit-down interview, "Coming from where I came from, it was unimaginable to ever be wealthy. That was just too far out of my reach." She then went on to become one of the best-selling female pop and country artists of all time. Demi Moore. Moore's mother Virginia was only 19 when she gave birth to the future movie star, and Moore's father abandoned them both. While Virginia quickly remarried, her new husband was a violent alcoholic. He terrorized Moore and her mother before committing suicide when the actress was just 17. Moore began to put these family tragedies behind her as she began her acting career, but her mother struggled with her own demons. The pair stopped speaking in 1990 after Virginia left a rehab center that Moore had paid for. The pair only made up just before Virginia's death from cancer in 1998. Mariska Hargitay. Olivia Benson is tough as nails on screen, and the real Mariska Hargitay has dealt with some pretty tragic events in her own life that show how tough she is too. When Mariska was only 3 years old, she was in the back seat of the car that killed her mother, iconic screen actress Jane Mansfield. Mansfield was only 34 at the time, and Mariska says that event changed her life. She told Redbook in 2009, "Losing my mother at such an early age is the scar of my soul. But I feel like it ultimately made me into the person I am today. I understand the journey of life. I had to go through what I did to be here." Oprah Winfrey. Today, Winfrey is one of the world's richest women and TV legend. But she was born to a teenage housemaid and grew up being abused and mistreated by her family. As a girl in rural Mississippi, Winfrey's grandmother would beat her with a stick over any misbehavior. Her mother was so poor that she put one of her daughters up for adoption, and the TV host only learned she had a half-sister in 2010. Winfrey has also revealed that she was sexually abused by 2 older relatives and a family friend as a child. After running away from home at age 13, Winfrey had a child the next year, but the baby boy died shortly after his premature birth. While her early life was incredibly difficult, Winfrey says it shaped her into the successful person she is today.